prowess of Theirwolf. I mean, I know he's a guy that I regularly see finishing at the top of group races. He was second place to Saver in the last randomizer tournament, but man, it was on full display just then, and it was rather impressive.
Yeah, Theirwolf, again, like you were saying, his routing is fantastic. And he was one of those guys that after I took my break on the previous tournament, I came back and I'm like, who is this guy that is just killing everybody in every single race? And he's only gotten better since then. And a lot of it is exactly what you're talking about. His routing is fantastic. His combat is top notch. As he takes to death, commentators curse, but he is very difficult to beat in any kind of flag set for sure.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, the skill level of these four guys. I mean, we've got two of the top probably 10 or so vanilla runners in the world with JSR and Random Effect. We got Redbird Grad, who's not that far behind him. Arma's item being Red Candle, by the way, picked up by Random Effect. Yeah, Redbird, great randomizer player and a very solid player as well. And then Theirwolf is the only one who doesn't, have a tremendous vanilla time on the leaderboard, and yet he's probably the best randomizer player of the bunch.
Yeah, I like to think that Theirwolf and I are kind of the same vein, where it gets really boring playing the same thing over and over again. I know that he could have a much, much better vanilla time, as I could if we put the time in, but why do that when you can play randomizer?
You tell me, as we see 5 rupee bombs. That's huge. Now, apparently Random Effect did not relay the information correctly to Redbird Grad, because Redbird just picked up a blue candle when red candle is free.
Do you have the ability to start the timer, by the way?
I personally do not, no.
Okay. Well, we are going to be unbeknownst on finish times, but yeah, the red candle's a great starting item, just because it's good for combat. Other than the fact that we have Wizrobes on the overworld, which you can't do much about, but it definitely allows you to get a lot of those bushes out of the way while you're routing through, and the cheap bombs does too. So those are two fantastic things to find, because if there's anything that costs you a lot of time in a randomizer, it's having to backtrack and not knowing whether or not this is a mixed quest overworld or anything like that. There's a lot of spaces that you might have to go back to.
We're getting some questions in chat from people who may be just coming around for this second race. It is 2 versus 2. Both players on each team only have to pick up 4 Triforces. They don't have to be the same, different, or anything like that. They can just be 4 Triforces of any kind in order to enter level 9, which means you start to see gambles taking place on what may or may not be the location of the silver arrows. Beyond that, let's see, everything else pretty much random. Random overworld, random dungeon, random enemies. Got all sorts of great things going on here.
Yeah, there was a push under the second quest grave spot, so at the very least we have got mixed overworld with the possibility of it being second quest only yet again.
Looked like the wood sword was vanilla level 6?
I believe so. And Random Effect just swimming in the money right now, 210 rupees.
That's always nice to see. A lot of money. Either he's getting really lucky in a second quest overworld, or this is mixed quest and there's plenty of money to be found.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've missed a couple of the secrets, so I'm not quite sure. 35 for the smalls, so that's fantastic, and I didn't catch what the large was, so that's part of the issue. But if it's up there in the the upper hundreds, then by all means, there still could be second quest. And we have a 4 sighting. And looking from that fantastic start point, this is either Shapes or second quest.
The compass doesn't do us any favors to help us figure out which one it is, I don't think.
Well, that would be the top of the D. So we'll see what happens. Do the Stalfos shoot swords? That's the question. They are not, which means that this is not Second Quest level 4, because regardless of what you set for enemies, if you have Second Quest dungeons, Stalfos will shoot swords. So this is definitely Shapes.
Is that so? Wow, I did not know that.
Even if you play mixed quest dungeons, and you do not turn on Second Quest enemies, you will still get Stalfos that shoot swords inside of those dungeons.
That's impressive. Okay, so yeah, so Stalfos with Japirs, always a thing.
And Fury confirming that 140 is for the large secret, so this could very well be a Second Quest overworld, as we see Thierwolf does burn the Second Quest 100 secret bush, so very interesting. This red candle playing off in spades, as Random Effect has clearly not gotten over his Monday night plays of Flesh Wound yet.
Ooh, that is definitely a cactus.
Oh, yes.
He gets into that staircase and finds everyone's favorite dungeon item.
The heart container.
You'll be sure to see plenty of it in the new beta flags, the heart container.
Oh, never been so disgusted to find heart containers. All right, so just looking for the Triforce at this point, I would have to assume.
Yeah, I mean, he knows where it's at, and I guess he figures it's... If you know where a Triforce is in a Shapes dungeon, you've got the map and the compass.
Yeah.
You're probably ladder blocked from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Or, damn, yeah. Hey, get some bombs at least. I'm sure there's a key door north of that just to make it even worse. But, you know, once they get the ladder, that's a pretty easy Triforce to go back to if they really want to take the time. But probably going to dig the other dungeons and get the Triforces out of there if they run into the required stuff to do so instead of backtracking.
Yeah. He was hoping to go ahead and just, you know, make a Triforce pickup out of that. But in this instance, it's just a lesson learned, I guess. And
Gleok saying
now becomes unviable for the time being.
Yeah, Gleok saying, "Bring me a shrubbery, and you can have the Triforce."
It's amazing in how many different instances these Monty Python references become relevant in the Zelda 1 Randomizer Battle Royale.
Just wait for it. 'Tis but a scratch.
I saw that being bandied about.
I have the flag set ready, except it's not available unless the beta goes live.
All right.
Still looking for some more dungeons here. Other than level 4, I guess level 7's been found, but who wants to do 7 in Shapes? You know, definitely want to find those earlier dungeons for the easy items.
Yeah, especially. Yeah. No, it's not fun at all.
Speaking of easy dungeons, level 8 found on Random Effects side definitely does not qualify.
Ooh! Look at that white sword item that Redbird Grad just found.
PK421, why aren't you at your post? Well, there's some sort of malfunction here. Somebody left the silver arrows, so I just ran away.
Yeah. Not sure I want to be responsible for guarding these.
Somebody smelled of elderberries. I had to leave.
Yeah, Maury Povich had the hamster on his show, and turns out he was the father.
Level 3 found over on Thierwolf's side. Julum, it is a bit laggy. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. Hopefully it'll even out. It's probably a Twitch problem right now.
We're all a little twitchy right now.
So level 3, right next to level 7. And, man, look at that. Ladder blocks galore. Always nice.
Good news is, with the red candle in this enemy set, you can clear this room.
Yeah, I mean, Wizro's being on the overworld, as much as that can really be frustrating, You know, you got the screens where red Wizrobes can spawn offset from each other, and it's just a nightmare. It's one less thing that you can't kill in a dungeon, and if you find the wand, you can clear everything in a dungeon, so it's even better.
Yeah, I'm all for overworld with Wizrobes. Because that means you aren't going to get stuck in an NSU room with 8 blue Wizrobes and no ladder.
That'll just be 8 blue dark nuts and no wand and no ladder instead, but it works out.
Hey, that can be cheesed.
Oh, shoot. Looks like we are, in fact, ladder blocked in level 3. And the first item in level 8.
Flotation device acquired by random effect. Unless 3 can't have a walk-through wall, can it?
No, and its shapes, I don't believe that they've got second quest doors on in this flag set, so that would not be available regardless.
Okay.
But you are correct, level 3 cannot contain walk-through walls.
I wasn't sure, because we did have walk-through walls in the last one. I wasn't sure if it was just one of those things that was just random all the time.
No, it's 1, 3, and 7 do not contain walk-through walls in second quest.
Yeah, okay.
So Random Effect getting his pack of cigars, which would be, much nicer than a raft, but we'll see how that pays off. The Triforce there for Theerwolf, pretty easy get in level 7, and he finds a heart container.
Alright, so, items of some use. Really, though, as far as dungeons go, we're really just looking for bow and ladder, probably, more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I missed it on their side, but I don't know that Theerwolf and JSR have found the silver arrow.
No, they have not.
So the heart container is paying off actually because they need them.
Yeah. And if Red Ring isn't free like it was in the last dungeon.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wizrobes not being in dungeons definitely helps out. That eliminates a lot of the trouble that you can run into. And these guys are all much better than me and don't die to Ganon, so I don't think they'll have any issues with low hearts.
True. But yeah, I mean, in the first round we were seeing, hey, I've got 6 hearts, let's start picking up potions at the take-inies because I don't need any more hearts because the Red Ring was free. 24 hearts seems like a good play.
Yeah, for sure. And silvers, 4 hearts. So again, that 1 heart container that he found, fantastic pickup. And Random Effect debating if he wants to buy this bomb upgrade, and it is 6 for 84 rupees. What a deal!
He 100% wants to pick those up.
Only 14 rupees a bomb. I mean, come on, how can you deny that?
Not a bad price. And bombs are only 5 rupees in shops, so you have an explosive economy.
Now, our apologies if we missed something while commentating. We are also dealing with a bit of a slideshow, so thank you for the chat for pointing out things that we may have missed.
Yeah, between that and just generally having to watch 4 different screens at once, things happen. And level 8 also contains that appeared to be the one true blue nanner.
So that's both items, I believe, out of level 8.
Yep.
So not a good dungeon, but nice to get it out of the way. I'm one of those guys that I hate finding one item in level 8 and leaving the other one, because I always feel like it's the important one. So finding both of those, I'm sure, is a little bit of a relief for Random as he's trying to find the Triforce at this point, I would imagine.
Yeah, he kind of probably may feel pot committed at this point. Yes, it's a huge dungeon that technically isn't required, but he's cleared so much of it at this point. He wants something to show for it.
And this level 7 looking very quite vanilla 1-ish, or vanilla first quest-ish. Looking from the map there on the Redbird's side, but
whereas Theerwolf is in level 4, of course. Coming as no surprise that Theerwolf has found another dungeon and already knows where the Triforce is in it.
Yeah, level 4 is pretty generous overall, and the item in here, unfortunately, not helpful for progression, but that's okay. as level 1 has been located by random effect. So great dungeon to find. 2 items available in here.
Yeah, way better than second quest level 1.
For sure. The troll room. I love that. It's only better when you get locked in it with the Patra, though.
Welcome.
I can see level 9 from my house. Well, maybe level 9 is just right north then. How funny would that be? Level 7's item found. I missed one. It was a wand, I believe, for Redbird there. So nice pickup.
Not bad at all, yeah. I believe I'm a little bit behind you because he's just walking in there to get the wand right now.
Have a map. Man, look at that level 1. That's fantastic.
That is a rather long and winding level 1 for shapes.
There's another heart container.
What no one wants to see, a heart container on the floor. You start questioning yourself.
Well, fortunately for him, this is an extremely linear level 1, so he's just going to take the time to clear all the rooms. And a heart container not bad there, as he was on half a heart, and as we said before, no red ring. So dying, 10 rooms into a dungeon is never a fun thing.
True. My issue more with it being okay, was that the floor item, or am I still looking for it?
Oh, he hasn't found the staircase item yet, has he?
No.
Okay, so he has an opportunity here, but he's gone through 2 of the 5 rooms that he cannot clear because he has not gotten a sword yet. And he gets lucky! Holy cow! Look at that!
Ladder.
Not only did he not need a sword, but he got a ladder anyway.
Some guys have all the luck.
And this is why swordless one-hit KO is the only way to play Zelda 1 Randomizer. All those skills starting to pay off. Who needs a sword? So 1 more floor item available here. So it actually could be either of those rooms as well, because that room in first quest actually drops an item in level 1. So that could technically contain the other floor item there, but we'll see what happens. Dark Falls, the score is Thirwolf JSR 1, Random Effect Redbird Grad 0.
And no matter what happens here, this will be the last race of the evening.
And JSR is, in fact, in level 2.
Did not catch it. We were too busy watching Random Effect get so lucky in level 1.
So, smart move here. Random bails out of level 1. Redbird heads in because we know that we need the ladder. He has the wand and the sword, so he will be able to clear those other 2 rooms that could possibly contain the final item available in level 1. So good heads up by these guys to swap out, go look for other things, and to accomplish what others cannot.
Yeah, interesting play. I mean, it's, Random Effect is very clearly intentionally not taking the time to go get the sword. And letting Redbird handle anything that requires a sword for the time being. It's worked so far for him. They certainly have more in the way of items discovered.
My interesting play here. Random going to go in and grab the wand out of level 7. Which I don't think was too far in, so this is a good play, but I guess he did get the Triforce as well, so not too bad of a play here, other than taking a death in that nasty, nasty room.
Yeah, the only concern there is that this leads them to not doing different dungeons, and the bow still being at large, they're not dividing and conquering at this time.
Yeah, I mean, again, the wand is a nice item for sure, but I do agree with your point there in that, having played this myself, if you take a lot of time doubling back, oh, well, that's awesome, let me go get the wand, or let me go get this. The latter obviously makes sense, and the recorder there being the last item in level 1. The wand is a nice item, but it's not required to finish the game by any means. So that is, one of those things where it's like, is this really the play I should make?
Yeah, because you're still going to need a sword at some point.
But that wand is really easy to get, and the Triforce isn't too much farther in either.
Yeah. JSR, meanwhile, found the item in level 2. It is the red ring, lying on the ground, and he went ahead and followed through with a leave your bombs or max keys room. So he is committed to digging the Triforce out of this dungeon at this point.
And there it is on the floor the other way. That's unfortunate, but Theirwolf will fortunately not have the same problem. All right. Actually, yeah, he will, because you had to go through that room. So either way, you have to pay. But the red ring, a fantastic find. And the question is, do you want to take the time to go that far north? Again, it's like level 1 was last seed, where it's just so far out of the way. Do you really want to take the time to do that, even though the red ring is there?
Yeah. It's an extremely useful item if we're looking at something really nasty. But we know no one's going to have to deal with second quest level 8 in this seed, so hopefully red ring is not going to find itself being a nearly required item. Yeah, and if we come across, say, level 9 being really close by, then yeah, it becomes a much more useful spot. Meanwhile, Theirwolf picking up that ladder in level 1.
Apparently nothing I just said went through, because for whatever reason Discord didn't like it.
I'm assuming it was something worthwhile and important, though, so if you would like to share again, by all means. Well,
first thing I said is, for sure, to answer Zarnax's question, a wand will be required in Tis But a Scratch, but their clear speed will be increased by getting the wand in level 9, because there are no wizards. But we did see the bow was on the coast, which is a huge thing. So earlier, when I said bow on the ladder item, silver's free and the almost semi-free ladder, I was pretty much correct about my presumptions for the seed that I rolled here.
Yeah. A tale of two seeds.
So yeah, I mean, at this point, this one should be done in, like, I would say under 40 minutes. They just got to find level 9. So provided that it's not power bracelet block, this should be fairly quick.
Yeah, I mean, Raft and Recorder have already been, located by both teams, I think. Maybe Theirwolf hasn't gotten the Recorder out of level 1 yet, but he will have it soon if he doesn't. There it is. I don't know if anyone else has the bow at this point.
No, I mean, I don't think anybody's made their way over to the coast yet, so we'll have to see how long it takes Theirwolf and JSR to head over to that item, because if they knew that, if they knew that was there, they wouldn't be digging any of these dungeons other than for Triforces. So, again, I think this is a big advantage right now for Random Effect and Redbird, and just that they know that they're in go mode at this point, other than finding level 9, which is on the raft spot!
Oh, wow! Sorry, Jay Coper.
Holy cow! Wow! So how long before JSR checks the one raft spot? Oh my goodness. Wow. I would say at this point, heavy advantage to Team Danger Zone.
Yeah. I would say the lead that Team Danger Zone has right now eclipses any lead that Team Skinamarink had in the first race at any point in time. Unless things turn quickly, we are headed towards a Game 3 next week. Obviously, anything can happen. Level 9 can suck. And so there's that. But,
yeah, and I believe that Redbird has got the Triforce out of level 1. So right now they're just searching for 2 more Triforce pieces. We do know that the one for level 4 is fairly simple to get with the ladder, so I assume once Redbird gets his Triforce out of 3 here, he'll go back to 4 and then head right to 9. He does have to get the raft, though, which I don't remember which dungeon that was in, but he will have to pick that up.
The raft was in level 8.
Man, look at that map for level 8. That's fantastic.
It is certainly a thing to behold. Almost as big as level 9. I mean, we're being honest here. Yeah, like you said, Agent, at this point, I mean, it's crazy to think, 20-something minutes in, Redbird and Random Effect are really just at a point where they're digging out Triforces and heading to level 9. They've discovered the location of level 9. Between the two of them, bow, silvers, ladder, just a matter of picking up enough Triforces to whatever the old man.
Okay, so Bo has been found by Thierwolf on the coast. Now they just need to find level 9, which only, JSR can do at this point. And you have to imagine that Thierwolf is not going to get anywhere near level 8, with a 10-foot pole until knowing that he needs it. So they're going to be searching quite a bit at the overworld trying to find level 9. And who knows how long it'll take.
Oh, Random Effect going to pick up his sword now.
27-minute sword. Fantastic. Look at that screen, Wizrobes. Like, that's just nasty.
Since they're not inside level 6, they're going to be right outside of it this time.
Alright, so level 5 found for Thierwolf. Just going to nope on out of that. Knows that he doesn't need it. They're looking for Triforces at this point, but he's not going to bother. They just want to find level 9, as they know that that's the main thing that they need to locate.
Well, there's only one small problem with that.
Indeed. How long until you go check the one raft spot? Like, it's just that thing you don't check unless you're walking by and you remember. Otherwise, it's like, well, I've checked everything else on the map. Maybe it's on the raft spot.
Yeah. And here's another interesting thing we have here with Redbird Grad being the only guy who has picked up the any key. It is probably going to be his task to do as much of the door exploration in level 9 as possible.
For sure.
His raft. Random Effects got 14 bombs. Redbird Grad has unlimited keys. So there will be obviously a different strategy employed by each guy most likely once they get to level 9.
And this is Shapes, for sure. So
Effect's going to pick up his any key right now in level 3.
Yeah, he needs another Triforce, so it would make sense. Why not?
Yeah. Then all the explanation that I spent time doing just now is for naught. And you can all leave here knowing that nothing I said had any impact on the outcome of the game whatsoever.
It was a fantastic observation, though, because again, it's one of those things where it really changes the way that you route. And sometimes I'll metagame too. In Flesh Wound, I had 6 keys, and if anybody who watched that knows that keys were an issue in that seed. But it's one of those things where it's like, I felt like I was behind, and most of the time people are not going to use keys if they don't have the any key. So knowing that, I just decided I was going to take every key door that I saw, and that almost cost me pretty big. But for the most part, if you don't have them, you're going to be taking staircases. So it really does change the way you route level 9.
Yeah, it is a calculated risk that you took in that situation that paid off. I totally understand where you're coming from saying that about people, because Lord knows I do not like using keys if I can help it, and my track record speaks for itself. Oh gosh, it's a nasty level 8.
It is terrible.
Hey, there's Triforce though, as we say that.
And I'm not sure how many Triforces Redbird Grad has, because I know that he's been in level 1. He was the one who finished level 1 out. So I assume that he has that Triforce, and I assume that he has the one out of level 3. As it looks like he is heading towards level 9 at this point. Or no, he's not. He's going... I'm not sure what he's doing.
Going into level 4.
Going to level 4, okay. So he does not have all the Triforces he needs then. Again, I apologize. It's been a bit of a slideshow, so I have not seen what everyone's picked up.
Random Effect, on the other hand, is heading straight to level 9 at this point, so one could be led to believe he does have his 4 Triforce pieces needed.
Yeah, and any key, 11 bombs, and finally armed with a wooden sword.
And
how
lucky are we that his is the game audio we've got tonight?
Indeed, and how dire is this for Team Skinnamarink? You know, JSR has to get over there and check that raft spot, and then Thierwolf has to dive into that disgusting level 8 to find the raft, which at that point you gotta wonder if JSR remembers exactly where it's at anyway.
Yeah. It's kind of a throwaway item, so it's possible that it was not a ton of priority was put on remembering everything, every last little detail about it.
All right, so good news is that JSR is in the vicinity. Question being, will he actually check it? And when he does, is there going to be enough time floundered by Team Danger Zone in level 9 for them to make a comeback?
Yeah, because we got double duty in level 9 now for Redbird and Random, so...
This right now is where I wish I could hear the comms.
Yeah. I would never, encourage anyone to go watch another channel, but I don't think it's on their. I don't think it's on their stream anyway. So, in the interest of the successful restream, they took their voice chat off stream.
As we do see, Thierwolf is making a beeline for that level 8 right now. Boy, this is rough. And JSR back in level 8. So I assume is doing a bit of a scouting for his final Triforce, while perhaps trying to help Thierwolf remember exactly where he found that raft.
I mean, having found it so early, I have to assume it was pretty close to the beginning of the dungeon. But I mean, with a layout like that, who can tell?
You start at the bottom, take a staircase, and I'm not exactly sure where that staircase takes you, but there is a lot of work to get down to the Triforce, which is in that bottom right corner.
Of the main piece, yes.
Okay, so it actually spits you out 2 rooms above the Triforce. But there's an old man. No, there's not an old man. So yeah, if he were to go down, he would find that Triforce, but who wants to fight manhandle it?
One of those things that if you don't have to do it, you're probably not going to do it. In this case, it leads you in the wrongest of directions.
And so Thierwolf actually not going into level 8 yet. He goes to level 1 to grab that easy Triforce real quick, and then going to make his way to level 8. And so we do see the Swiss cheese map for level 9.
That feels like a small level 9. But it may just be an optical illusion.
Yeah, I mean those stair rooms are placed in some good spots that without the map you could really waste some time with bombs. But again, the bomb upgrade making it almost a non-factor.
Yeah, it'll be a factor in about 7 rooms.
Right, so the northeast, not accessible from that direction. We'll see if he goes up and sees if he can go around. He does not. So northeast, not accessible, it looks like, from where he's at. As he finally goes up, so never mind. Oh, let's see. Let's try keys.
So he is able to bomb there.
Okay, so yeah, the northeast is in fact accessible. It's always terrifying when you've got those little offshoot rooms like that that you can't check without getting into the room directly next to it. because Ganon likes to hide in those a lot.
Last second decision there by Redbird to take the staircase.
As Thirlwolf gets his raft, we do have JSR making his way to level 9, and Thirlwolf should have his soon to make his way to level 9 as well. So we're back to having a race. A lot of level 9 has been discovered here by Team Danger Zone, as we see Redbird does take a death. But again, depending on routing and what's done, this is still anybody's game.
Yeah. We can see the, seeing Random Effects cleared portion of the map. He's done most of the eastern part of level 9 at this point. I'm not nearly as clear on where all Redbird has been, but I assume it's been different parts. Random Effect now over in the western portion of level 9.
Yeah, I mean, Red Ring is available for both of the people on the right-hand side. But outside of that, they do not have the any key, which Team Danger Zone, the Random Effect, and Redbird have got. So, we do see that Redbird already took a death, and that RE is low on health. So that could play a factor for sure. But, keys could also be an issue. So it's a difficult thing to calculate at this point.
Yeah. Keys are going to affect more, obviously Team Skinamarink and health affecting Team Danger Zone, the ones who are living in the Danger Zone without the red ring.
Yeah, you really gotta wonder where Ganon's at. At this point, looking from the maps, it looks like he's on the L column, the one on the left. Unless it's one of those little offshoot rooms, but definitely looks like the northeast, looking at Random Effects map there. So if they could find a staircase up there on the right side here, then this could become anything.
Yeah, Redbird is over there. Redbird is in the L column at this point.
Yeah.
He was also in the L column in the first race, in a different way.
As we find the book. No, thank you. The real question is, I don't think they found Zelda yet either. As I see a possible room here for Zelda.
Every time you see one after saying that, you're like, oh, this is probably it.
RBG trying to force a bomb off of this Land Mola here, which is fantastic. Land Mola? That's not a Land Mola. What am I thinking? Moldorm.
Because the thing that looks most like a Land Mola in Link to the Past is called Moldorm, and the thing that looks the most like a Moldorm is called Land Mola.
All right, so getting towards the top portion here, we should be finding Ganon soon.
Of course, Patrick's here to block a noise.
Right, and again, 3 hearts is all he's got, and no red ring, so easy way to die on those Patras.
Down to just 1 bomb, so things are getting tense.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like
he finds Ganon.
I'd say the way he bombed that room, I was like, he has to have found Ganon. He has to know where he is at this point.
What a room for him to be in. He's in that top V room, so you can only find him if you get to the room below him. That's rough. But again, remember, no red ring. So 1 more fireball here, and Redbird is going to take a death. And
he does just that.
Wah, wah, wah.
Whereas JSR was very close just a moment ago. I don't know if he was accessible from there.
Yeah, I don't think he tried bombing that direction, but if he does and he runs into Ganon, this is gonna be huge. And we still, again, I don't think we found Zelda yet. So oh no, he takes an up and A because he didn't want to pay a bomb, and he doesn't have the keys.
Maybe any key would become important again.
Yeah, fortunately for Redbird, lots of blue Gurias here dropping health for him. Gonna help him get through this Ganon fight a little bit better. Okay, good point. Thank you, Fury. RE does have the compass. It's really hard to tell, but Zelda is in that E column. but I don't know that they found a way to get to that yet. All right, as Ari makes his way in, I think Ari has got a potion, so that should help a little bit too. As the compass has also been found by both JSR and Thierwolf.
And have they found a way to get to her? Because, I mean, JSR was one room below her, but there was not a door.
They have a staircase, Fury says. As what a stun lock by Random here.
Whew.
And we just have to see RBG do the same thing. Will he pull a Genos, or is he going to be the hero?
I mean, Redbird is someone I would trust in this situation simply because he has beaten this game without taking a single hit before, so...
Yeah, they got nice spawns, too. The spawns that I had was, I was on the left side of the room, and he spawned in the bottom right corner. It makes it really difficult sometimes, but great spawn there for them, and they are going to be on their way. It looks like we are headed to Game 3 next Wednesday night for this Grand Finals.
Been a very good acquittal of Team Danger Zone here in Race 2. I know they were not pleased as, oh my gosh, what a cheating little two-timer. Zelda is in Ganon's room.
Oh my goodness. And that is good game as we see Redbird Grad take the same staircase and with an official time of 41:19. Team Danger Zone evens it up 1-1. What a night.
That was about as good of a showcase of the Quad Force Duo flag set and double elimination style as we could have possibly hoped for. Painstaking blocks in the first run with one team running away with it. Second race, it is the team that could find the items. Outside of the raft, not a lot of trolliness to it, and it just came down to the team with the the advantage in this situation in the decision making and combat abilities.
Yeah, I mean, I think the two big turning points were how quickly Random Effect went to the coast and found the bow, and that put them in, it was Redbird. That put them in go mode. They had the ladder, they had silvers, they had bow. They didn't need to do anything else as far as looking for items. Obviously, the raft was required, but just having the presence of mind to check that one-off spot while you're there, it ended up paying off, and they take the win.
I believe we're going to get to talk with the teams here very shortly. As we have been joined so far by Team Danger Zone representative Redbird Grad. Congratulations. Don't call it a comeback, man, but you guys forced a decisive Game 3. The good news is I get to repeat that line again on Random Effect when he comes in here.
Are you there?
I'm
sorry. Push to talk. I've been doing this entire back-to-back races without push to talk, and then I started talking to you. I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah. Well, but yeah. So I don't know who to say congratulations to except everybody. So where do we want to start other than bait blocking, recorder blocking silvers in that first seed?
You talked to them on that one. They figured
I don't remember what you're talking about at all.
That's all
So, an interesting thing, right? You guys asked me to roll a seed. While I was doing so, I was telling Liquid, I'm telling you, it wasn't First Quest Dungeons and it wasn't First Quest Overworld, but I said, there's going to be a free silvers, there's going to be a free bow, and there's going to be a free ladder, and it was pretty much that way.
Yeah, that second seed, me and Redbird, if you could hear us, when we found the ladder in one, we basically both said, we think we're behind. This was too easy, and we found it too late, quote unquote. We kind of felt behind at that point. and we were kind of just banking on the fact that, or hoping the fact that they didn't find Raft. If they didn't do 8 or find Raft early enough, we might have had a shot. But it sounds like it was really close.
I actually think JSR was the first one to locate the raft, but you guys found both the bow and level 9 several minutes ahead of Thirwolf and JSR, and really that's what I really made the difference in this seed. Was once you found that bow, you were in go mode, and they were still kind of looking for some items at that point. And then Thirwolf had to go back to level 8 in order to find the raft. I mean, one of you did too, which kind of sucked, but that really made the difference. You finding level 9 there, I was like, I wonder if level 9's that one-off raft spot, and if anybody's going to check it, and it just happened to be.
Yeah, where was Bo again?
On the coast.
Bo was,
oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Bo. That's what I thought. I was like, so how did they didn't find Bo early?
They didn't go over to the coast until
Oh.
I don't know, probably 5 or 6 minutes after you guys did.
Gotcha. But what was the comparison on the ladder find? That's what I'm curious about.
I
roughly.
think you guys found it first, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that seals it. I really thought that we did not find that first.
Yeah, that was a fun seed.
What's up, Thirwolf?
GG's, guys.
Yeah, GG's, man.
yeah, it really
GG's.
felt like it was a tale of 2 seasons. And I was saying to Genius, I mean, what better way to showcase all the things that the Quad Force duos can be, where one required somebody, at least one person, figuring out the puzzle that was bait to recorder to silvers, and whereas the second one was just let's go as fast as we can, guys.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is that there was an earlier match in the previous rounds where there was a bait block to an item in level 3 as well, and you guys had won that one too. JSR and Thirwolf beat us on that one as well. So
That was
the bait blocks. Yeah, the bait blocks to the silvers. The bait blocks seeds, they do really well on. Seriously.
Yeah, Second Quest Dungeons, they do that. It's one of those things where if you don't have that bait for level 3, there's a pretty good chance that it blocks an item, and it's like, do I want to go get the bait? Do I want to go back to 3? And a lot of times people opt to not do that. And the 2 times so far, it's paid off to give the person the win. So
I just want to say this. We all know my history with level 9s. I found Ganon. I was the one that found the pig.
How much of level 9 did you clear, Redbird?
Not as
Probably
much as Random
half.
Effect.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, between the both of us, me and Redbird basically full cleared it. I did
took quadrants.
everything. Yeah, I did everything on the right half, basically. I cleared the whole right half and the south. Yeah, I basically cleared everything except for the northwest.
Well, after Redbird searched for the silver arrows in the first seed, they decided to give him a free level 9.
Oh my god, when I found that second boomerang in the first seed, I was gonna quit. I was gonna dot forfeit, get out of here. So,
Thirwolf was the first one to do that.
well, Thirwolf is the first to do everything.
The double nanner. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I will say on the first seed, there was really no hope for us because we only found one. I think Redbird told me he found a bait shop and it was over 100 rupees. I don't know if there was a cheaper one somewhere that we didn't find or he didn't relay to me, but I never had more than 100 rupees.
I bought the bait for 115.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one I bought.
I never had 115 rupees in that seed ever.
I will say, if Thirwolf hadn't tracked the overworld as well as he did, I had like 30 rupees when he discovered the silvers, but he had the location at the large secret, so it made it pretty easy. I could just beeline over and get it.
Yeah, I had already gotten the large secret, and then with that, I bought the arrows to go into level 8. Because Redbird had bought the meat, and I bought the arrows, thinking that was going to be a divvy up, and I didn't realize how much the meat was. I mean, we sort of did, but I didn't realize until after the fact that I couldn't buy meat. So I was literally, when you guys got done, I was farming 5 rupees on the overworld. That's what I was doing. And going to Death Mountain for some money.
Man, you guys must have crushed that second seed.
I guess.
Well, I guess Liquid had a
Level
question
9.
right when we came back, right when we hopped in here, and you said, having to go, or maybe it was 8 Gen, having to go back into 8 and grab the raft or whatever it was. I think one of the things that I've seen Thurwolf and JSR do well now, and I think we do well, is if we have to redig a level, if the other teammate has to go back in, the communication from the entry of that level to that item is so vital. And I think that's something that Ari and I have gotten really good at, and is retracking that level and getting through it as fast as possible. And that was the key to this one, I think, because you had to flip-flop levels a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I hope it was as exciting for everybody that watched as it was for us
Yeah, I
to
think
race.
this last one, I just took too long to get Triforces. It was slow going to get Triforces.
I was kind of in the same boat, Wolf. I think Redbird had like 2 or 3 before I even had 1. But that was because I was actually swordless up until about till before level 9.
Like
Oh, wow.
27 minutes in.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we were
we
very
knew where it was.
confused.
We knew where it was. I just had red candle, and I kept
Yeah.
finding levels that I could go through. So I was like, might as well just do this. I got a red candle.
The issue with the red candle though is if you had that, and shortly after you picked that up, Redbird bought or picked up from a taking. He picked up a candle.
Yeah, we knew that. He did that purposefully.
I did it for
more on his
exploration.
path.
I mean, it was no big deal to me
Yeah.
to get
I'm
candle there.
glad hearts weren't scarce considering what the white sword item was.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that. I mean, that was a conscious decision. He didn't know where it was. It just was kind of far away at that point. It's probably better just to pick it up and not backtrack for 2 minutes.
Of course, I was totally metagaming on Redbird and checked Death Mountain early in both seeds. and nothing really came out of it.
My smack talk worked at the beginning of the day. Go to Death Mountain.
Well,
DFR.
actually, to be fair, there was the red ring up there, which
There was a red ring.
Random Effect
Second seed?
and RBG did not get, which we saw both of them take a couple of deaths in level 9, which could have played a factor had you guys not been so far behind otherwise. But yeah, there was a red ring, so there was something.
Yeah, I was so mad I died to the pig the very first fight. I'm like, oh my god. Well, I knew Random had to go there anyway, so I wasn't too far behind him, but I was so mad I died to that first fight.
I died one time. I died to a Patra just because it kind of cornered me, but I was pretty much up and A-ing at that point anyway, so it didn't really affect it too much.
Yeah, the battle in level 9 was Red Ring versus any key because Team Danger Zone both had the magical key,
Yeah.
and Team Skinamarink both had the red ring. And so, is there going to be enough key doors to make a difference, or is it going to be a matter of being able to tank through stuff?
I
One of the
found
big
like
factors in
Go ahead.
us deciding to not finish the seed was our counts right around when they got done. We were very low on resources.
Yeah, Redbird found the any key in 3 and finished it, and I purposely went out of my way to go up there for level 7's Triforce and level 3's Triforce and item, just because that any key is so valuable. I've noticed, so it's no problem to go out of my way for that.
Yeah, GG's you guys, and I'm glad that it was as tight and as close as it was, and I hope the viewers enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed racing it. I can't wait for next week. It
Yeah,
sucks
baby.
we have to wait a whole week.
I know, let's do it right now. Let's roll this thing.
I'm already getting seeds mixed up in my head.
Yeah.
Well, if you did it now, it would not be known to the world because we are out of time here on Randomania. But I, for one, personally, and I'm sure those out there in chat and everyone else cannot wait for the rubber match, the decisive Game 3 of the Quad Force Duos Finals next week at 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
10:30 Wednesday. We'll throw down.
It's only fitting that none of us got out of here unscathed. We were talking about that, like how there's just no way that, I mean, as much as we wanted to win both, and I'm sure you guys felt the same way, there was no way that was happening, and we knew it.
But I don't know.
We thought we were going to sweep it. What are you talking about? Come on, man.
I felt good before the first race, and I didn't really feel great going into the second race. That's for sure.
No, I thought this was yours. I mean, the way you guys finished the first race, the trolley seat and the time you put up on that one, I'm like, man, they're clicking. And then, like Random said, when we found level 1 and we found what was in level 1 in this one, I'm like, oh, dude, I think we're behind. I think we're sunk.
The seed was too free. That's what I think. Too free.
All right.
Well, We'll be back for another seed, free or costly, whatever it may be, here on the Randomizer Mania, or Randomania, sorry. I took a trip to the past there for a second. The Randomania Network family of channels, my favorite restream channels for the Zelda 1 Randomizer Battle Royale tournament. I want to say, quick thanks again to all the runners, JSR, Wolf, Random Effect, Redbird Grad. You guys put on a heck of a show tonight, and I know you're going to do the same again next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for calling,
For
guys.
sure.
Thanks.
And I will leave you all with one last thing. What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
Jesus H, come on, man.
Hey, don't forget Fraggle Rock is an entrance to death.
I saw that too. I was rolling.
But yeah, again, thanks to you guys. I want to give a huge shout out both to our restreamer Yanni Man and to Trenton GL, who stepped up out of nowhere, more so than the greatest RKO I've ever seen, to help me out with tracking and commentary in the first race. Then Adaginos and Gary on Old Wolf for co-coms and tracking in the second race. 8gen, as always, it has been a pleasure. Your insight and voice is always appreciated here in the commentary booth.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me. It's been fun. It's nice to get to do this again. So hopefully I'll be around again.
All right. Well, until we do this all again next week, we are going to head over to, the Game Racing channel. The raid is happening as we speak, so I am going to get out of here. This is Liquid Husband saying thank you again so much for joining us, and we will see you again next time.